Arsenal's title charge is getting interesting because of the statement wins where goals were flying. Mikel Arteta's men still find themselves in third. So today we'll discuss the big returns that could change everything, find out what David Ornstein's revealed regarding our new forward, get the latest on the future of Aaron Ramsdale, and reveal why Pep Guardiola thinks Arsenal are unstoppable. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Baz14, welcome back to your boys and I hope you guys are doing sensational as Arsenal approach a massive game on Monday night. As per, don't forget to smash a like on the video if you enjoy and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's start off with the Arsenal returns. As Arsenal approached their massive game against Newcastle last weekend, there was a surprise before the game. As entering with the Arsenal squad, a certain Gabriel Jesus was spotted. Ever since the World Cup where he injured his knee, Jesus has been suffering. So with Arsenal smashing 4 goals and then Havertz thriving as a centre forward, Mikel didn't even turn to Jesus, and now it's a game of management. As Sammy Mockbell confirms, Arsenal are set to manage Gabriel Jesus through the season finale to avoid further flare-ups on his persistent knee problems, as the Arsenal medics are taking a cautious approach to his workload to ensure his ongoing knee complaints don't worsen. Arsenal also had another surprise though. As you can see here, arriving before the Newcastle game, you also had the returning Fabio Vieira. This could be one of Arsenal's most underrated returns. The profile of Fabio Vieira is so unique in the Arsenal squad, a final ball specialist that we have seen countless times this season, the prime example being that game against Fulham and the cross to Eddie Nketiah. Arsenal have many creators including Martin Odegaard, but none the like of Kevin De Bruyne. Fabio Vieira may be the only Arsenal player in the squad that has that level of final ball in his locker. You then look at the recent development of Jakub Kiwior. Seeing a player that was under the radar under Mikel Arteta develop into a first teamer, it puts more pressure on Fabio Vieira. Arsenal fans though have room for more excitement. Ahead of a massive game against Sheffield United, Mikel Arteta has confirmed that Thomas Partey is back and should be a part of the squad. He had a session before the last game and now he's done 2 or 3 sessions. He's progressing well. That's right Arsenal fans, for the first time since October, our number 5 is set to become available and there's a lot of expectation. How is he going to play alongside Declan Rice, who's thrived as a number 8 when playing alongside Jorginho? But there's also a bit of fear there, with Thomas Partey having only started 53% of the Arsenal Premier League games since joining in 2020. Is he reliable enough to give Arsenal a strong end to the season? And then you've got the news about Jorginho. As reports in the UK confirm, Arsenal are set to open contract talks with Jorginho very soon, with the starting offer expected to be a 1-year deal plus a 1-year option. This makes a lot of sense because of availability. Jorginho is a machine when it comes to fitness. Only 4 injuries in his entire career. When you think about what Arsenal need in terms of squad players, reliability and consistency, this guy's a bit of an Iron Man. Mikel Arteta always speaks glowingly about him. With Arsenal looking set to sign a new midfielder in the summer, if Jorginho is to stay, will Partey stay too? Arsenal fans though have more returns to focus on, as Mikel Arteta also confirms that Zinchenko and Toney are also back in full training. There is a massive battle on the left hand side now, with the in-form Jakub Kiwior finally adapting to the Arsenal first team, the returning Swiss Army knife of Tomiyasu. Let's focus on Zinchenko for a second. In terms of the top expected threat creators per zones, look on the left hand side and you notice a certain Zinchenko dominating the left half spaces as one of the most threatening players there. With Mikel Arteta trying to build a team full of many answers, as great as Kiwior has been defensively, in games we were up against deep blocks, Zinchenko is still going to be our go-to. Important players are returning just when Arsenal need them. That's right Arsenal fans, after months of waiting, the return of Jurrien Timber is happening, with Arsenal confirming with this tweet, "Welcome back Jurrien," as he returns to full training. Timber's a player that Arsenal signed in the summer that was meant to be our Swiss Army knife, but the most underrated aspect is his mentality. Closing into return after a massive ACL injury, Timber's looking sharp in training videos. Look at the quality of player that could be returning. First in the Eredivisie in terms of passes completed and touches, also ninth in terms of final third passes completed. That's why I'm looking at Gabriel Martinelli, a player often isolated this year struggling to receive the ball. A returning Timber could be the key to unlocking the left hand side. When Mikel Arteta was asked on what Arsenal have missed without Timber, he says, first of all is leadership and versatility, the quality he has to play in different positions, especially in the attacking phase. The spaces he can occupy and the certain qualities that nobody else in the squad has to do that. As you can tell, he was fitting in. He's really liked around by the boys, and he's been a big miss. Mikel Arteta deserves a lot of praise, by the way. Often criticised for not being versatile enough, surviving without injuries, but this year without Partey, Jesus, Zinchenko and Timber, Arsenal are the most informed team in Europe, with 18 points in the last 6 games and a plus 22 goal difference. Let's talk about the insane Arsenal defence. Look at these numbers here in terms of shots that Arsenal have been conceding. Arsenal are right towards the bottom left, conceding the second least amount of shots per game, and by far the lowest amount of XG. A massive part of Arteta's defence is Ben White. When asked about videos showing him giving the opposing players a triple nudge, Ben White says, some of the videos I've seen, maybe the others don't see it, but if I lost the runner or if I don't do that, they will probably score. It all comes back to doing anything to win. This guy is a natural competitor. So much so that Ben White also says, even when I play Uno with my wife, I'll do everything to win. The mentality of this Arsenal squad is different, and in 2024 the stats are doing the talking. First in terms of goals scored and goals per game, second in terms of XG, first in terms of goals conceded, alongside being first in terms of XG against. It feels like Arsenal finally reached a stage of balance, with the massive part coming down to last season. With Arsenal being too open towards the end of it, Mikel Arteta made it a priority to make sure this year's defence stands strong, and that's why he signed Declan Rice, who says the team has learnt a lot from last year. We're stronger and we have more belief. When we go down, we always believe we will get back into games. It's honestly an honour to play for this club. Rice has made the Arsenal backbone even stronger, and he's now been named the 2024 London Footballer of the Year. Moving on to the Ornstein updates. Despite being focused on an important end to the season, Arsenal director Edu Gaspar is planning. Speaking to TNT Sport, he says, Arsenal are already working on plans for the summer, and the targets have been identified. But does that list include Viktor Osimhen? According to the Napoli president, who was asked on Osimhen's future, he says that some players stay for many years. Others are wanted by PSG, Arsenal, Man City and Chelsea. It's difficult to keep players when they are wanted by rich clubs. I can confirm there's a release clause and it's a very high one. That of course is over £105 million, meaning if Arsenal were to sign Osimhen, they would have to break the Declan Rice transfer record. With 11 goals and 13 Serie A starts this season, Osimhen is once again outperforming his XG and has a 22% goal conversion rate. But the real concern is Chelsea, who, as John Obi Mikel confirms, Osimhen loves Chelsea and wants to come. He wants to follow my footsteps as a Nigerian to play for Chelsea. Todd Bowley's £1 billion blue bottle jobs currently sat 11th in the Premier League. You have to ask yourself the question if Osimhen still prefers that move. Is that a mentality that Mikel Arteta would like? When you look at Man City and what they have with Erling Haaland, not only is he an elite goal scorer, but he's also very smart, having only been caught offside one time this season. Compare that to Osimhen, who gets caught out 1.64 times per game. But with Chelsea potentially in deep financial waters, according to Matt Law, Chelsea's rivals believe they must make major sales by June the 30th to avoid breaching FFP regulations in the Premier League. Chelsea have a lot of young players with a lot of potential, one of course being Mykhailo Mudryk, who team news and ticks was revealed. Mudryk called Arsenal crying as he was on his way to join Chelsea to see if anything could be done. That is not a surprise. Looking at Mudryk's photos after signing for Chelsea, a clear lack of a smile on his face. It was clear that Shakhtar rigged their deal to get him to Chelsea. The Athletic have also confirmed though that Edu and Arteta were utterly convinced on Mudryk's talents, and when the deal did not materialise, Arsenal's understanding was the player was devastated. Mudryk still has admirers at Arsenal who believe his talent could still be unlocked. If Arsenal were willing to offer £80 million a year ago, now that Mudryk's got more Premier League experience, I wonder what Mikel Arteta is thinking. Let's talk Ivan Toney though, a reported massive target going into the summer. Team news and ticks has spoken, saying football business changes so quickly. This time last week I expected Toney to be an Arsenal player in the summer. Now I'm quite confident that he won't be. It seems like Arsenal have turned their attentions elsewhere, and that's why we're going to David Ornstein, who confirms a striker is Arsenal's main focus for the summer, with Benjamin Sesko, Viktor Gyokeres and Evan Ferguson admired amongst others. With no Osimhen and Toney even on the list, Brighton's Evan Ferguson is definitely an intriguing target. 6 goals in the Premier League this year from only a 4.61 XG, missing only 4 big chances and having an 80% goal conversion. Having only started 14 league games this year, Ferguson has not been a guaranteed starter. But 19 years of age with a bagload of potential. As Arsenal legend Emmanuel Petit says, Gabriel Jesus always gives his all, but he always lacks the coolness in front of the opposing goal. Maybe a well-known newcomer will somehow give him wings. Evan Ferguson will prevail because of his effectiveness and coolness. Mikel Arteta is a manager that's all about fundamentals, and Ferguson's got quite a few of them. A massive frame and natural movement. He's very similar to Benjamin Sesko. Another report Arsenal target is finally catching form in the Bundesliga. With 7 league goals this year and a 25% goal conversion, Sesko has bagged 5 goal contributions in his last 6 Bundesliga appearances. Sesko, like Haaland, has a massive frame, but is more known for his flair, very much compared to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Things get interesting with this report though, which confirms that Sesko has a £43 million release clause that any club could activate come the summer. Another player on Arsenal's list is Viktor Gyokeres, and Fabrizio Romano says that many clubs have sent their scouts to watch him, including Arsenal, multiple times, but also others are closely monitoring the situation. His conditions are that he has a €100 million release clause, but we know how difficult it is to negotiate with Portuguese clubs. This is one for the summer. 43 goal contributions in 34 games this season. There's no surprise that teams are scouting Viktor Gyokeres. Arsenal are looking for a very specific striker, not only a natural goal scorer and clinical, but also a player that can be a physical outlet. Gyokeres wins a total of 5.7 ground duels per game, and also completes a surprising 2.3 dribbles. With English experience in the back, having played at Coventry last year, it may just be the championship, but think about the players that have come through there. Jack Grealish playing for Man City, Jude Bellingham thriving at Real Madrid, But talking of strikers, Arsenal might have their very own. We are talking lonely Mika Beref, who's thriving at Sturm Graz in Austria. Beref has now backed a total of 5 goals in his first 7 appearances. Not to mention he was also doing it elsewhere, with 11 goal contributions for Motherwell in the first half of the season. With Arsenal reporting a loss of £52 million in the accounts of 2022-23, a massive part of the summer is going to be player sales. We saw the impact last year following Balogun. What do Arsenal have planned for Mika Beref? Moving on to the other Arsenal news today. Arsenal fans of the USA, it's time to look forward, as Arsenal confirm once again this summer they are going to the USA. First, they've got a game in the SoFi Stadium against Manchester United, then they're going to Philly where they will play Liverpool. The question is, how will Arsenal look, and will we have a certain Aaron Ramsdale? As reports in the UK confirm, Aaron Ramsdale wants to leave Arsenal in the summer after losing his place to David Raya. I am expecting massive profit here. Not only is Ramsdale an England international, but he's also the reigning PFA goalkeeper of the year. With the likes of Chelsea looking for a new goalkeeper, as Arsenal fans, would you be willing, if Chelsea make the right offer, letting Ramsdale go to them? The main focus for Arsenal though is on Monday, a trip to Bramall Lane against bottom of the league Sheffield United. Arsenal might have players returning, but I'm not expecting massive changes. But with City playing United a day before, and Pep Guardiola saying that Arsenal and Liverpool are almost unstoppable, there was massive drama in Nottingham, as a Darwin Núñez 99th minute winner gave Liverpool 3 points and a controversial victory, moving them 4 points clear in the title race. 5 clear of Arsenal, of course, have got a game in hand. The controversy comes down to refereeing, but I want to focus on Liverpool's XG. Conceding another 1.1, Forest had some massive chances that Liverpool got away with, where in the last 3 games Liverpool have now conceded a 5.14 XG without conceding a single goal. There is an argument that Liverpool may be getting lucky, but as Arsenal fans, our focus needs to be on ourselves. The month of March is massive, as after Sheffield United away, Arsenal have Brentford at home, Porto at home and Man City away. And Arsenal are going into it massive form, where in the month of February, they managed a plus 16 goal difference, only one behind the entire Big Six combined. That is the video there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down in the description. But that was all of your latest Arsenal news ahead of a massive game against Sheffield United. It may be simple on paper, but a few more goals scored and a higher goal difference could come massive come the end of the season. So Arsenal fans, I'll see you very soon. Take care and headlights.